We are live. Welcome to Tren Labs News. This is Tren Labs Take 4, where we talk about four stories and we react to four stories. And if one is not up to par, we just keep it moving. You're here with Baron Yam, Double I. I mean not Double I. Sorry, Dusty, MGTOWN to Win, and Darskin Tico. Me. Take it away, Baron Yam.
Okay, so this one is my shout out to the Avatar being the first story. Bronx man, okay, wanted by NYPD, discovered locked in the trunk of a car. Uh, May 30th, 2019. Leon Parks, a Bronx man wanted by the NYPD, was arrested in Pennsylvania on Wednesday after he was found locked in the trunk of a car, a report said. Leon Saihime Parks, 25, was discovered in a Dodge 2016 Dodge Challenger by an employee at an auto auction in Lancaster County. I opened the trunk to take a trunk picture, and there was a guy in there, the employee Darren Leeds says. Leeds added that he quickly went to get Parks water because he wasn't moving a lot. The auction yard's about 90 miles west of Philadelphia. Parks is wanted on drugs and weapons charges, according to public records. He was reportedly uncooperative and identified by his fingerprints. It was not clear on Thursday how Parks got into the trunk of the car. I think a woman tried to kidnap him. Honestly, that's what I think.
A woman try to kidnap.
Some,
Never know, man. It's enough MGTOWs out here. They might just start kidnapping motherfuckers like they in India.
Yeah, for real.
No, shit, there ain't that much out there. I don't think there's that much.
kidnapping?
I ain't got kidnapped yet.
I have, so I know.
I mean, I think that could
Shit,
be
I ain't get
that's
kidnapped
like a
yet.
real thing. Like if you think about what a politicians do, then you definitely got to be thinking like normal people do it, probably
Yeah, definitely.
kidnap people and shit, and like do weird experiments and tests on them and shit, and like mess with them.
Shit,
Yeah, you
I
ever
ain't
seen
been
that lady
kidnapped
Antebellum?
yet.
There's a lady Annabella. Stuck like you.
Nope.
Stuck like you and me, baby. We stuck
You
like she
and
basically
me stuck
kidnapped the
like
man.
glue.
Yeah, she
Stuck
literally
like
kidnapped.
glue?
Was that?
Oh
Who's the name of
yeah,
that group?
Yeah.
Is that Annabellum?
I think it's
Yeah, it's Lady
Sugarland.
Antebellum.
Sugarland.
Is that Sugarland or
It's
is it
Sugarland.
Sugarland? Yeah, she
Sugarland.
literally kidnapped that man. Okay, so think about that shit. So if a woman's willing to admit to kidnapping a man on video, what the hell do you think she'll do in real life?
Right. Yeah.
Look, I
You
ain't
always
got
gotta be
kidnapped
thinking.
yet. They gotta wait for me to stop. And now they gotta figure out how to get me into the car.
It doesn't
That's
make
really
sense. Like a
See
woman who's
that
like
that that
young and
guy,
knows
he
the world and
knows
stuff. Why would a guy
that.
think about moving in with her? Like that's the
But this is the
craziest
thing.
decision he can make because
That
they're
guy
they're
knows.
killers. They're
That guy
kidnappers.
knows about the dangers of the female
They're
gaze.
afraid of the repercussions.
who? Men or women?
That guy that
Women are afraid of Notre Dame repercussions. They don't even get repercussions.
The
Right.
men are afraid of repercussions of trying to run away.
How can you be
Some of them.
afraid of repercussion when you're already in jail, though?
Well, then again,
Like when you go from
if he
being
was
kidnapped to
well,
being
then
in
again,
jail.
that'd be a nice reprieve. So because if he did get kidnapped, it says, yeah, just keep that. Yeah, I'll cooperate.
Right. It's kind of like um it's kind of like a moral conundrum because it's like, do you believe this guy if he's like, yeah, a woman kidnapped me? You're not gonna go chasing after her. You're gonna be like, oh well, you did something wrong for her to kidnap you.
Yeah,
Like that's
apparently.
I
not gonna
barely
work.
know the bitch. I don't even know the
Yeah,
bitch. She kidnapped me.
Well, the sad
yeah,
part
and it's
about
like
that, you
it's
can't even
something
say
like
that because 9 times out of 10, there's like a 90-something% chance that you actually know the person that's kidnapping you and or that rapes you for the most part. The sad part about that is very rarely it's going to be some random stranger. You basically know the person or know of the person that's actually doing these crimes to you for the most part. So it's never somebody that's like a perfect stranger.
Oh shit! Then I mean I need to fucking worry.
Yeah, if you're going to be raped or if you're
yeah.
going to be kidnapped, it's going to be by somebody you know.
Oh fuck. Well,
It might not be somebody directly. It might not be somebody directly, especially if they need like hired help. But 9 times out of 10, the person who you're being kidnapped by set the plan into motion, and they probably know the person that wants to kidnap you. So that means you probably
Oh
pissed the
yeah,
person off. That means you probably did something to somebody in middle
statistically,
school, high school.
yeah,
Oh
statistically,
shit,
you're
I'm
more,
fucked.
and yeah, you're more likely to
Oh
be
shit.
kidnapped at a younger age than you are when you're much older because you're in
Well,
your
no,
older
because you're
years.
actually no, you can actually more like you're more likely to be kidnapped on each sides of the spectrum. So I've known 70-year-old people that have actually been kidnapped by people. I know kids that's been kidnapped by people, and I've also known people my age and Yam's age that's been kidnapped by people just on GP. I've known people
You
that
kid?
held grudges since high school or middle school that went out and shot people or tried to have people killed.
Damn. That means shit. I was an asshole back then. That means my fucking days are numbered. My days are numbered.
Yeah, but you typically always know the person who's coming after you for the most part.
Shit, I was an asshole to a lot of people. A lot of people.
Next story, Yam.
Yeah.
He's shuffling right now.
All right.
To the left, to the left, to the left, to the left, to the
All
right,
right.
to the
Oh
right,
God,
to the
people,
right.
really?
I had to go there. I
Plane
couldn't help
carrying
myself.
plane
I
carrying
absolutely
860 pounds of
despise that song.
Go ahead, Yam.
Sorry.
Shush
now
up.
walking by yourself. Plane carrying 860 pounds of cocaine crashes on Mexican highway. July 6,
What?
2020. A
Sounds about
private
right.
plane carrying 860 pounds of cocaine worth nearly 4.9 million crash landed on a Mexican highway Sunday, sending the narco traffickers scrambling into the woods to dodge police. The Hawker 700, which Mexican authorities say they traced from Venezuela, came crashing down with its illicit cargo on a state highway Sunday morning in Quintana Roo in Yucatan Peninsula,
Yeah, I know where
Mexican
Quintana
news
Roo
again.
is.
That's like a resort
Quintana
town, ain't
Roo?
it?
Yeah, it is, but
Quintana Roo.
you're more likely to. It's like a heavy cartel spot, heavy corridor area too.
A video of the burning wreckage posted on Twitter by Alberto Capella, the province's security minister, shows smoke billowing from the downed aircraft on the empty highway. Do you know if you can find that, Tico? We can watch that.
Oh, good lord!
The crew fled into the
A
forest before
Hawker
the military
700.
reached
That's
the
it's
reached
basically
the scene.
it's basically a private
Yeah,
plane.
yeah. It's a private fucking plane. That thing is fucking nice.
Yeah,
God damn.
the authorities said they recovered the drugs nearby when they stopped a truck that had been loaded up with the plane's cargo. Dang! So they like quick just transported it as soon as it hit the ground. They're just like, all right, get this shit. Air Force officials told the Mexican newspaper Milenio, it's like a friggin' Call of Duty mission, like search and destroy or like capture the flag. Like they just came in quick. They're like find the drugs and and like plant it onto the truck, complete the mission. But after they began tracking the plane at 5 a.m., after it took off from Maracaibo, Venezuela, they said a military TCX or T6C text plane was sent to intercept the narco plane and ordered it to land before it made the forced landing on the road. Isn't forced landing like a euphemism for we shot that shit down? Anyways,
Yeah, basically.
authorities said it's not the first time narco traffickers were thwarted in the region. 2 planes carrying guns and cocaine were seized on consecutive days in January.
Apparently, there was more than 200 pounds of cocaine found on the plane that landed at Ohio University too.
Mm-hmm.
That happened recently. No, that happened 2 years ago. Then there was another one in the Caribbean. There was another one 2 years ago. There's another one in Belize. These are all private jets, by the way. Another one in Belize. There was another one in Mexico 4 years ago. This basically happens all the damn time, so there's nothing new. Cocaine from Colombia. There's a private plane there. Justin Bieber was searched and found legal drugs on his private plane. Okay. Feds reportedly discovered cocaine and firearms on Little Wayne's jet. 900 kilos of cocaine found in Mexico. Crash landed in Belize. Helicopter seized with cocaine. Private jet seized with cocaine. CIA crash lands 4 tons of cocaine. So the
Sounds like
CIA was trying to
Aurelio
transport some damn
Casillas.
drug.
Sounds like Telemundo, Aurelia Casillas, right on TV in real life.
No, literally, like there's a lot of like planes that's crash landing with drugs or being found with drugs on it.
It's like they're trying to get it out to all those islands and stuff. They be
Like, hey,
having
shut
they
the
be having
hell!
parties. Yeah,
Come on!
yeah. This stuff
Yeah,
is
it's
like
ugly.
it happens a lot, and it is nothing new. But it's just like kind of showing you the recurring cycle, and then going on to it's like how 860 pounds, right? And you said somebody has like labs on their plane,
The
like
fuck?
for cocaine, or
You can
no?
actually, what you say, labs on their plane?
Yeah, like a
No,
place to
some
make
do.
it. I don't see the
Some
point.
planes do.
Like you probably would be better
Whoa,
off
whoa,
getting
whoa,
like a
whoa, whoa,
hardened
whoa, whoa, whoa,
facility.
whoa, 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 whoa. Labs on a plane, which is on a pressurized cockpit in a damn
Yeah,
near
yeah, exactly.
oxygen-rich
You're
environment.
like doing chemistry and shit,
No, they're
and
not
get
making meth. They're making cocaine. There's a big difference. You can make
Oh,
cocaine on a plane.
like
Making
really
meth on a
easily.
plane is a whole nother story.
Oh yeah. Well, this program is educational. So how would you do? How would you go about doing that?
Yeah, there was a flight
well,
intercepted with $2 million in cocaine.
$2 million. All right, all right. I could tell this topic. We should probably blow over this topic. But that's just another story.
Yeah,
If you're not
it's looking like it's not on YouTube at all. So YouTube pretty much.
yeah, there's like a Twitter video, but it's all in Spanish. But
Look it up on
a
Twitter then.
Hawker 700. You said what? You said the Hawker 700 is like a luxury plane.
it's fucking luxury. It's fucking decked.
Like the engine in it is good. Where could it be going to? Just like flying to the next drop point, basically. So it could be transported again. Damn, they just circulate all this stuff around the globe. It's nasty.
That's all it is. It's just
Hawker 700.
recirculation. It's not a bad plane.
Do you, okay, so do you guys want to move on to the next article?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Here's one from Cleverst. Cleverst. Water park asked mom to leave because of her outfit. She does not stand by it. A fun family outing that they had planned for started out great. So she was really surprised that she suffered unfairness, rage, and humiliation on the same day. Even though the water park food and tickets were expensive, and there were many small children playing around her, those things were not the issue. The problem was more serious. After only a few minutes of being in the water, this woman was asked to get out from there. However, she was not able to let this go easily. What the fuck? If somebody tells you to leave from a fucking water park because your outfit, you just gotta leave.
Yeah.
If it's too revealing, I want to try. I want to see if we can find it. Maybe it was like it's kind of seems like clickbaity. I wonder if I
The Hawker
clicked on a bad
700.
article.
Hawker 700 isn't the best looking private jet, by the way. There's better ones.
Yeah. Like I said, I've never been on a private jet or plane or whatever the fuck it is.
I
Neither
have
have
several
I.
times.
Oh my goodness! Like just with like awesome interior leather. Just like
Yeah, matter
feels
of fact,
good.
I posted one private jet on I posted a couple private jets recently on True Sherm's channel. I mean, for True Sherm's videos and stuff like that, and all my for video pictures basically.
Oh
I
shit!
used a couple of them for thumbnails. They're like very very decked out and very very nice.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, private jets are definitely a subtle flex, but why you would carry like drugs on them, I feel like is
It's basically I would say it's basically regular. It's like entry level. It says entry level private jet basically.
I've
Mhm.
never been
Hawker
like I said.
700. Like they got
Yeah,
like
I'm
the
not
Hawker
familiar with like
4000. They
airspace,
got the
but
Hawker 4000, which is actually like ridiculously nice and decked out. I've seen Hawker 4000s with like jacuzzis on it and shit.
The fuck?
really,
Yeah.
holy, that would be amazing. This would be in the sky in a jacuzzi in water. That's
hmm
amazing.
Yeah, I've seen Hawker
That'd
two.
be amazing.
I've seen Hawker 4000s with jacuzzis in it. Hell, I've seen them with like pool tables and like a recreational area. And I've also seen it with just dining tables with like they got like nice finished wood dining like cherry wood dining tables and like they got like iPads on every table in the in the damn area. It's like ridiculous. Like then I seen one that I
Oh,
actually
yeah, you know what? I actually heard somewhere else they the jewelry companies are starting to offer free iPads with every purchase of like a stone. It's
yeah
like they're like giving that shit away, and it's just funny to see the
they
whole
have to
industry
because that's the only way
collapse.
they can get people to buy shit now because ain't nobody really buying jewelry. So like they got to give away anything, and that's the only way they can sell shit for the most part,
It's
which is
cool.
sad.
Like think of the advertisement. It's like ignore her. It's like ignore her after buying this expensive rock with like this iPad.
Yeah,
Like
basically because
let
they're
your
desperate
relationship
right
go
now
to
because they're worried
shambles.
about closing. They're worried about their stores closing, so they have no choice but to do something
Yeah,
like that because everybody's going to buy anything. People will line up around the corner to buy anything for the most part, especially if you can get
yeah,
like a two. Especially if it sounds like you can get a 2-for-1 deal, basically. And the sad part about that, at that point, you're basically paying for the jewelry. And 9 times out of 10, they probably hawked up the price any damn way. So you're probably paying for the jewelry and the iPad on top of that. So it's not like you're getting it for fucking free. But people will pay
Right.
money for that type of shit for the most part because it sounds like a deal to them.
Stupid as fuck.
getting
Yeah.
being cucked sounds like a great deal if you're living in
Well, no, because I know
that
people that'll
town.
buy jewelry just to get the iPad.
They're like, yeah, of course I will buy it. Okay, now I can go out and look all fancy like I'm married and stuff.
Yeah, I know men that'll actually buy it just so they can have the iPad instead of just buying an iPad. Because men will see that as a 2-for-1 deal, basically. And then they'll basically have a rock and they can hawk the rock or they could pretty much sell the rock, basically, and get money back for that. But they'll keep the iPad, basically. And that's typically how men think. They basically think in terms of I can get money back from this and I can get this for free, basically, depending on how much it cost them.
Man, I just said just basically humped
Whereas
the
women would
price
go
up.
get somebody else to buy it for them.
Shit, bitch. You know,
True.
And
earlier
right now,
yesterday.
if you're going to get married or engaged, right now is probably the best time to do it, so you can get a free iPad. That way, you can ignore her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You're gonna get anything out of the deal, it might as well be high fidelity visual entertainment.
True
yeah,
story. They throw
but
Yes.
they throw in an they throw in an Apple workstation. Shit, I'll buy any fucking thing.
Yeah.
to me, like
Double
this.
I should come out with his own brand of like SBC phones. That would be
That
freaking
would be
crazy.
funny. SBC phones. You definitely should do that.
That would be dope. We get him on that. All right, next story. Um, oh, this one was the one that it's kind of big. Then we can maybe have like a silly one after. Ghislaine Maxwell arrest. FBI reportedly almost blew cover by lying to her neighbor. Man,
Wow,
yeah,
wow.
there's like a whole video thing to go over it, but we don't have time for that. So the FBI agents
How
who
long is the
arrested,
video?
um, 54 seconds. All right, I gotta
Oh, we
pull the
got
board.
time for that.
All right, all right, all right, all right. While I'm loading that up, let's bounce over to this other funny one. Naughty Dog responds to the abuse of harassment of those who worked on The Last of Us 2 by Vicky Blake. You guys heard
Hmm.
of The Last of Us 2?
Yeah,
You mean that fucking 9 mile train
I
wreck?
didn't buy it.
I
I
didn't
didn't
I
buy
buy
didn't
it.
it
buy
either.
it, but
I ain't buying it. Get
I let
fucked.
PewDiePie do it for me.
Yeah.
yeah, somebody was like, "I'm surprised you didn't buy it." I'm like, "Why would you be surprised that I buy it? Just because I like the first one?" It's nothing like the first one. It's like how many years later they like waited to make it now. It's like what the heck? That movie was good. Or
The first one
that
was
game was
great.
good. Yeah, it was great the way it
Why the
was.
fuck do I want to play some woke bullshit? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I mean, first off, you kill off fucking one of the actual fucking a fucking a good character, and you fucking try to you turn Ellie into a fucking man. Pretty much. And now you want now you want to play fantasy pixie dust goddamn I could be any goddamn unicorn or any goddamn My Little fucking pony shit and Mickey Mouse bullshit. Get fucked. And look, if I want to play fucking Mickey, if I want to play some goddamn Mickey Mouse bullshit, I could go down to the fucking Rainbow District during the goddamn LGXYX Alphabet Soup goddamn Pride Parade and fucking play with them if I want. I don't want it on my fucking video games. The purpose of a video game is to fucking play something that you can enjoy.
Yeah, it defeats the purpose of playing when
fake.
I already know what the story's going to be about.
Right.
Like it's going to be your woke narrative, end of story, point blank, period. If you don't like it, you can't even complete the game. You can't if you chose a different option than what they put in the game, which normal people would do, because not everybody thinks like these crazy liberal video game developers. That the game would have a completely different outcome. Now, am I saying
Apparently they only had one ending only.
One ending only?
Yeah, they only had one ending only.
Fucking God.
And like the other one, we had multiple
at
endings.
least Mass Effect, you could pick like one of 3 different color endings. Nowadays, it's just like you're forced into a situation where you have to do like a transsexual sex mini game. It's like, what the fuck? You're making it too hard for me to play the game. I don't want to.
Here's the question.
I want to have options. I want to have choices and that kind of stuff.
It's like you basically just basically railroaded me into one.
Now listen to a quote. I think this is from Naughty Dog. All right. We must all work together to root out this type of behavior. Okay, in addressing the abuse of the harassment, right? Abuse and harassment of those who worked on the game. And maintain a constructive and compassionate discourse. Let me read that again. We must all work together to root out this type of behavior and maintain a constructive and a compassionate discourse.
I'll give you fucking compassion. Get fucked.
I know there's a but to that because you repeated that twice. What's the but? What did he do stupid?
So Naughty Dog has issued a statement condemning the abuse and threats that have been bombarding the developers and actors who worked on the latest release. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, there's been no threats and abuse towards the developers or the actors.
I'm not making a threat. I'm making a promise. I will not buy your fucking game.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, no, the person that did the voiceover for that, the buff chick, got threats.
Oh, you mean the dyke?
Oh shit.
The one that played the buff chick in there got threats.
Well,
the actress that played her. The actress that played her.
You know,
she's actually
critiqued as an actor.
That played Bruce.
What? What are you talking about?
Yeah,
I've never played the game. Bruce. I don't know who.
No, her name wasn't Bruce. What was her name?
I don't know. Beat the hell out of me. I'm gonna call her Bruce.
Buff chick. Okay, I don't know.
The buff chick, basically. Anyway. The one that played the buff chick that Ellie was supposed to kill at the end that she never ended up killing.
Listen to that. Maintain a constructive and compassionate discourse, right? So, this is the statement, although we welcome critical discussion, we condemn any form of harassment or threats directed toward our team and cast, the studio said in a tweet issued earlier today.
Yeah, I know there's a but. What's the but, though? I know they did something stupid. I know they put their foot in their mouth after making this claim. What did they do?
Right. And this quote, she goes on, their safety is our top priority, but we must all work together to root out this type of behavior. Okay, yeah, blah, 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 blah. As the people say, people that propagate this kind of hate would say, how stunning and brave, added Naughty Dog VP and writer of The Last of Us 2, Neil Druckmann. I hope these gamers get mental help so they so clearly need. So Neil Druckmann's basically just saying, I hope the gamers get the mental help they need. Calling us mentally ill.
That's not a mental health issue.
That's
you forcing people down people's throats. The problem with that acceptance, there's a difference between acceptance and forcing something on somebody. When you force something on somebody, that's not a mental health issue. That's the actual issue with you.
That's what he said.
It's your mental health
Unfortunately,
issue.
this is
Basically,
now
the
the
fact that you
cost
forced it on
of
somebody
making
is
it.
Joe Druckmann's mental
Yeah,
health issue. It's his own damn mental health issue. It's not their mental health issue at all. Because you can't tell me I should accept something, but then force it on my throat. There's a difference between acceptance and forcing. It's that
Right.
simple.
yeah. And so he goes on and says, unfortunately, this is now the cost of making popular entertainment that challenges conventions. Laura, I
Pop,
think referring to the
pop
person
what?
that got the thing, doesn't
Popular?
deserve any of this. Deserving, okay, so they said we're going to be
Welcome to cancel culture,
compassionate
bitch.
discourse.
Welcome to
Yeah,
cancel culture, bitch. Like, that's the world that we live in. You got motherfuckers that get mad, make threats to you, send shit to your house. Welcome to the fucking club. It happens to every fucking baddie. Now you happen to be within the thick of it now. And the sad part about that is it's not the
Oh,
people on the right doing this shit. It's the people who you're trying to make these games for that's really doing this shit to you. So it's the people on the left doing this shit to you.
Laura
So it's the left
Bailey,
eating the
the
left.
voice actor who played Abby,
Abby, that's who it is. Yeah. She's the one
who
that
I
got the
think
death
was
threats.
talking threats, abuse since
I
the
got a
game, the
question.
plot spoilers of the game. Since the very plot
Uh,
spoilers, that's how you know. That's a focus group right there. Take that percentage and then make it go back and change the script, change the actor, change everything because you know that no one's gonna buy the thing if you put the thing out when you're doing the thing just because you want and then you blame other people who don't like it as mentally ill. Come on.
No, that Neil Druckmann's mentally ill.
I have a question.
popular and challenging.
It's not popular and challenging.
It's not even challenging. I
It's not
saw
even
the way of the
challenging.
game. I saw the way that you played the game. It's easy as fuck.
It's not as hard as the first game basically.
It's not even hard because I play Last of Us on grounded mode usually when I ever think about playing that
Let's just put it
from
this
that
way:
franchise.
Last of Us One on easy mode is harder than Last of Us Two on hard mode.
Yeah,
That's sad. Really fucking sad.
Yeah, their hard mode is damn near tutorial mode.
yeah. So
It's
they're
very hard
basically
to
giving
die. It basically is very
they're
hard to
giving
die.
Neil Druckmann a participation trophy by allowing him to call a bunch of people who don't like his game mentally ill and
Yeah,
pass that.
when in fact he's actually mentally ill. Because the sad
He's
part
actually
about
mentally
gaming, you're in gaming, or you're basically here to please the public.
And
The
not to
public's
mention
not here to please you.
he's white knighting for the girl Laura who like played this role, and now she's getting flack for it. When as an actor and actress, you're dependent on your criticism, like
Yeah.
to
What
improve yourself.
Here's the problem with that. Like, look, she's going to catch flack. Everybody catches flack. I don't
Everybody
agree with
catches
half the
flack.
flack that she's catching,
Denzel
no.
Washington
But
catches flack.
however, if you put yourself in a situation, if you stick your foot in your mouth, you gotta expect to get bitten or fucked up. Basically, that's typically how I look at it. So if you're going to put yourself in a situation where shit could go south, you probably should think twice about putting yourself in that situation. It's just facts. I don't give a damn if you're a man or a woman. If you're going to do something, you should probably think twice. It's kind of like all these women that run around talking about I should be able to wear whatever I want. But these are the same heifers that'll go to a Muslim country, be dressed in a burqa and all that whole 9 yards and shit. But they're not saying I should wear what I want over there. They're only saying they should wear what they want in a first world country because privileges. That's called
To be
privileges,
honest
man.
with you, I think we just need more no go zones, bigger no go zones.
Well, America doesn't really have any. That's the problem. They need to have some.
Fuck it, why
And
not?
just to push the article a little bit more, it says right here, The Last of Us 2 is UK's fastest selling PS4 exclusive of all time,
I believe it. It's
breaking
UK.
breaking sales records as early retail data from the UK shows. Naughty Dog's PS4 exclusive has already jumped to the top of the country box charts. The numbers also make it the biggest UK launch of the year so far for box games, beating Animal Crossing New Horizons by 40% and its own predecessor, Last of Us, by 76%.
Apparently, it dropped. It dropped 80 something percent though recently. The sales dropped 80 something percent though. So
I
and
wonder
Well,
Cross,
because it's all
what
about
are they
Animal
losing
gonna
and
Cro-
buying
do?
it.
Animal Crossing's doing better than it now.
Ha,
Well, you
ha.
can tell that the people that are playing this game and buying it in droves aren't the typical gamer.
No,
Because
it's
when a
not.
gamer plays a game, he spreads the game from early adoption period out into the mainstream. Like, yes, this game is good.
Yeah.
Like anybody who played this game who has any sense will be like, yeah, this was a bad investment, flat
This
out.
was bad
Right.
garbage.
Waste
The one, in
of
fact, the
motherfucking
one
money.
Chinese dude literally broke the CD. He didn't even want to finish the game. He broke the CD on live stream.
Dumpster juice, right? As you say.
Wow.
Yes, it was hot
I did,
dumpster juice. The game was just hot dumpster juice because you did it poorly, you executed poorly, the story was poor, everything was fucking poor about it. Only thing that looked good was the glitchy blocky graphics. That's like the only thing good about the whole entire thing, literally. And the sad part about that, they were kind of sort of clunky as hell, and it's just sad. Like it's really sad. Like, dude, do better with yourselves. Quit trying to bitch about making garbage and actually do better with yourselves.
It's a shame. It's a shame. Dusty, do you got anything to say about this article, man?
He's sleep.
It's like-
so I gotta so basically my decisions on video game are old classic video game like 360 and PS4 maybe and before, or hot fucking dumpster juice, right?
yeah,
Basically,
like you'd
No,
be
not
very,
even hot dumpster
you'd
juice.
be surprised if.
Ice, a fucking room temperature dumpster juice.
no, it's hot dumpster juice. End of story. There's no room temperature dumpster juice for
All
this
right,
shit.
and just in time, we
The
got
people who
this.
made the game is
Oh,
basically they're only thing about room temperature about the people who made this game, who wrote the story for this game. Their IQ's below room temperature.
true. They completely missed what made the first game good.
Personally,
That's all I'm gonna say.
I think it's below room temperature. I think it's
I said that
just above
already.
freezing.
It's below room temperature. Their IQ's are
It's just
below
above
room
freezing.
temperature. If they thought this game was going to do, if everybody's going to accept the story as a half-ass story, basically. And the sad part about that is the story got so many fucking holes in this retarded.
Yeah, I don't even know, but I can assume that. So judging by the talent,
The plot sucks. The storyline sucks. Everything fucking sucks. And the sad part about that, the ending fucking sucks.
that's the worst part is when you get a bad ending, and it's like sometimes the game's redeeming
And the sad part about that, you
without
don't
the
got a
bad
choice on the
ending.
ending. You got to actually take that fucking ending.
Like there's some games that I put like Mass Effect. I don't even like the endings, but I play through the beginnings of the games multiple times because I love the way that the game is set up, even though I don't like the ending. That this is not one of those times. Everything about the game probably sucks. I haven't even picked it up to even play it. I know based on who's affiliated with it, it's trash. It's gonna be trash.
For the most part, yeah. Because the sad part about that, they skipped out on the story. I don't know if they fired the whole entire writing team or whatever the fuck they did, but I don't know if they had a writing team with a bunch of fucking like
Woke.
kindergartners or something like that, which was probably being disrespectful to kindergartners. They probably could write a better storyline than that shit.
Shit,
Like,
a preschool can write a better storyline than that.
Definitely can write a better
I'm gonna say probably aborted fetuses. They probably got a bunch of aborted fetuses to basically write the storyline.
You're insulting aborted fetuses.
Well, they're not going to make it any damn way. It doesn't really matter. They never had a chance.
All right, and
Yeah.
last but not least, just in time is the video for the other article, the blown cover by the almost blown cover by the FBI. Let's take a look at what this is, what this involves here. See if we can decipher it. Here it goes. What are we looking
What's
at
with the
here?
damn music?
I don't know. It's super groovy though, isn't it? So if you can't see, it says Charleston County Sheriff's Office and a number or Crime Stoppers. This exclusive video of appears to be an operation. You got a guy back there at the car saying being stopped. He's getting forced away, and looks like the car continues down. If that's the right one, it seems to be speeding up. Gets a closer look, and that video from the New York Post. So let's read the article and see what it says, and I'll read it here. FBI agents who arrested Ghislaine Maxwell last week almost blew their cover when they lied to a neighbor who complained about noise from spy planes buzzing overhead, according to a report. A local told the UK's Mirror that aircraft had been circling over the disgraced British socialites 156-acre hideaway in New Hampshire before dawn Thursday. They were a nuisance. We began calling each other to find out what the noise was about. Finally, one snapped and drove down to where the vehicles were lined up, the resident told the outlet. He demanded to know who they were, and they replied they were from the New England Aerial Map Society. It was totally fictitious. The problem the FBI had was that the guy is an expert in maps and geology. It's what he does for a living, a local continued. He saw straight through it and asked to see inside their van, but was harshly told it was off limits. He told his wife, and she called the police on the FBI. It was hilarious. After the close call, the feds finally stormed the property called Tucked Away with help from New York cops, local police, and New Hampshire's gang task force. They came in there with the whole cavalry.
Mm-hmm.
They swiftly
I'm
collared
willing to bet.
Maxwell.
I'm willing to bet they took that person out alive.
Probably,
Yeah, my
yeah.
point exactly. Nobody
They
felt threatened
swiftly
that time.
collared Maxwell, the 58, the longtime confidant of the notorious late pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Notorious late pedophile, nice, who now faces federal sex abuse charges. Maxwell, who is being held at medium lockup for 20 miles from her luxurious home, 20 miles, is expected to be transferred this week to the Southern District
Yeah,
of New
that's the lady
York
I was
for
talking about in the other story. Basically,
upcoming
that's
court
Epstein's
appearance,
assistant.
according to a letter filed by the federal prosecutors late Sunday. I mean, what is going on with that? That is crazy right there. It's basically they swooped in and got her, but their cover was almost blown. So like, how much information do these people have? They must have tons. And like, where did they get it from? If not, from like illegally tapping and like doing weird stuff, doing nefarious stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely like one of the more darker parts of American, because you see all this other stuff like political but garbage, but then this stuff is like way deeper, and it goes even deeper and like down the rabbit hole of like what our problems are. Like when you talk about where there's a whole community online that just talks about women and talks about like red pill stuff. It's like it's probably pertinent given the environment that we're in nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Is that snoring? Do I hear snoring?
Mm-hmm. That was Red Pill Dusty.
Oh gosh, he fell asleep on me.
Yeah, but it's just stuff like that. It happens all the time in America, so I'm not shocked when it happens, and I'm not shocked how it happens.
All right. Well, I mean, this was all this was all put on by me. I guess just to show how when nothing really surprises me anymore with any of this BS that you hear in just 1 week we've heard from this channel. So it's like, where do we go from here? That would be up to whoever is, out here trying to figure out things.
True. That was like 5 stories, wasn't it?
I think so. And there'll be more to come. But the real thing that you have to realize, and that I have to realize, is this stuff is not new. It happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anybody got anything else to say on the
Nothing new
topic
under the
before we
sun.
close it up?
Nothing new under there. Tico said it.
Well, there you go.
This shit's getting out of. I mean, the thing is, it's
basically
been
wash,
happening.
rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse,
But the
repeat.
thing is,
That's
like,
what everybody does.
But like sometimes the stains don't come out, and so you see patterns and stuff of like
Well,
previous.
that's the point. That's the point, though. That's what the wash, rinse, repeat is. It's a pattern. People do it all the damn time. You basically know it's coming, and you know what's happening. Then people be trying to pull well, you don't know me. You don't know I was going to do that. Yeah, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I've seen this.
Right.
I've read about this in history. I've seen this several times, and now you're trying to repeat the thing all over again. Well, this is new.
Right.
No, it's not new. It's not new at all. Let it go.
Now the thing is, what it is different is it's coming in a rapid succession. I mean, it's coming
Seems
they're
like it's
trying to
happening
speeding it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
the sad part about that is like people always talk about this type of shit, but at the end of the day, like especially these kids nowadays, oh, I got this mohawk, it's new, you don't know nothing about this, bitch. We had that in the '80s. The
Yep.
box was in like the '90s. So I'm gonna need you to get up off your high horse and go play some damn where because you're pretty much recycling the shit that we already did.
Right.
Yeah, and then they hide in plain sight, and
Mhm.
they can't be touched because of the whammons, respecting whammons. You know,
Mhm.
it always seems to slide by the people who are in the conservative side, like for
Mhm.
some reason, because we just
That
don't
and
pay
the
attention.
conservatives have the worst marketing. Her have the worst marketing ever when it comes to shit. They always put
Oh
themselves in there.
yeah, well
They always put their foot in their
they
mouth.
lost all the trans people. They lost all the trans people to the left. You know, they
They never
lost
really
all the
had trans
people.
people on the right. They never really had trans people on the right.
That's true. I mean, Hollywood basically invented that whole trope. And
And
then you
now
have
there's a
like
lot of
the
actresses that are out of work because Harvey Weinstein ain't there to actually make sure they get a role anymore.
Ooh, boy.
Y'all,
Oh,
y'all, y'all seen
that's priceless.
I
y'all
seen
seen
that.
Brie
I seen
Larson's
that.
ass on YouTube, right? There's gonna be a lot more people on YouTube now because they ain't got Harvey
Ooh.
Weinstein to put. They ain't got Harvey Weinstein to actually get them all acting roles because they can't fucking act.
Oh boy.
He was there. He was always the linchpin from the very beginning. You
Hmm.
know.
Like they talk shit on him. Now it's coming back to haunt him, bite him in the ass, basically. You see how they haven't really talked about Harvey Weinstein in the news because everybody's feeling the pinch because they can't get roles now
Yep.
because you can't act. It's that simple. You can't act. You can't have a role if you can't act unless you have somebody there to actually do something for you.
Yeah. Guess what? They ain't got nobody there to do something for them. So what you gonna do now?
Yep. But that's about it. Y'all have a good one. Bye, niggas. Bye.
Bye.